Hello, this is Tony Heller from realclimatescience.com, reporting on a scary Halloween. I live 2 blocks away from an elementary school, and I've only had 3 groups of children come by trick-or-treating this evening. The word is out that COVID is running wild in Wyoming. According to the press, Wyoming is 5th highest in the United States for the number of new infections per capita. And here's the official data from the Wyoming State website. Wyoming has a lot of COVID-19 cases for people under the age of 30 and particularly under the age of 19. So most parents are just too scared to let their kids go out trick-or-treating. After all, there's a large number of school-aged children testing positive for the virus. But before we panic, let's look a little bit closer at the Wyoming State website. Wyoming has had no COVID-19 deaths under the age of 19 and only 1 under the age of 40. So Wyoming has seen a large number of cases among children, but no deaths. This is because young people are being compulsively tested with PCR tests that have a 90% false positive rate. The children aren't actually sick, they're just testing positive for a virus which they probably never should have been tested for. In Wyoming, the infection fatality rate for people under the age of 19 is 0. For 19 to 29, it's just about 0, and for 30 to 39, it is 0. Just about all of the 87 COVID-19 deaths which have occurred in Wyoming have been among people who are very elderly. And not only that, the vast majority of the deaths were among people who had serious underlying health conditions. So the virus is killing mainly very old, sick people who likely would have died in the next year or two under any circumstances. This is nothing like the 1918-1919 Spanish flu, which killed 50 million people around the world with an average age of death of 28. The reality is that COVID-19 doesn't even rank in the top 10 causes of death in Wyoming. People in Wyoming are far more likely to die from heart disease, cancer, chronic lower respiratory infections, accidents, Alzheimer's disease, stroke, suicide, diabetes, flu or pneumonia, or chronic liver disease than they are from COVID-19. So why aren't the kids out trick-or-treating? It's because governments and the press have been pushing this idea of slowing the spread. But it makes little or no sense to try to slow the spread among young, healthy children. The sooner that the young population gets exposed, the sooner they develop immunity, and the sooner they develop immunity, the sooner they become no longer a risk to passing the infection on to more vulnerable members of the population. Isn't that the goal we should be shooting for, or is the goal just to keep people terrified ahead of the election? It sure looks to me like this is about election year politics rather than protecting the public health. Anyway, this is the scary Halloween display in front of my house. My jack-o'-lantern sitting on top of the snow pile is officially creating global warming by releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And Greta Thunberg and other experts believe that that is the scariest threat of all. Anyway, kudos to the brave parents of the 3 groups of kids who actually came to my door. I didn't see any trick-or-treaters wearing masks this evening, so apparently there still are a few sane sets of parents out there. There's still a few parents out there who don't want to traumatize their children with mindless COVID-19 fear. And Toto and Kyrie were happy to greet them at the door. You can visit them on the web at realclimatescience.com.